Welcome to the Explainer. Let's talk about something a lot of PC users have probably thought about. Can you get that super clean, elegant vibe of macOS, but without giving up the raw power and flexibility of Windows? Well, today we're diving into a piece of software that claims to do exactly that. You know the feeling, right? You love your Windows machine, you love the games, the customization, the whole deal. But then you see a Mac, and you can't help but admire how slick it is. That polished look, the smooth dock, it's just clean. Well, what if I told you that you could actually get the best of both worlds? That's exactly what we're looking at today with a utility called MyDockFinder. And let me be clear, this is way more than just a theme or a wallpaper. We're talking about a deep-level transformation for your entire Windows experience. All right, so let's get right into it. Part 1 is all about the visuals. I mean, if you're going for the Mac experience, you have to nail the look first, right? So how does this thing actually pull it off? This is where the attention to detail is just wow. We're not talking about a simple skin here. The software adds that signature real-time blur effect across the entire system. And here's the key. All the animations are rendered by your GPU, your graphics card. That's why it's so incredibly smooth and fluid with no lag. It even gets the little things right, like the specific rounded corners on Windows. It's built from the ground up to look perfect on 4K screens and even multi-monitor setup. Now, here's the thing. A dock that just looks pretty is kind of useless. This one actually works. It's your new mission control. You get that classic launchpad to see all your apps, you can see download progress right on the icon itself, and you can even peek into folders without having to open a whole new window. It's all about making your workflow faster, not just pretty. Okay, so looking the part is half the battle. But the real secret sauce of macOS is how everything is so tightly woven together. To really get that feeling, you need the brains to go with the beauty. And that brings us to the functionality. So if the dock is the heart of the experience, then MyFinder is the brain. This is that classic macOS menu bar that sits right at the top of your screen. And trust me, it's not just for show. It's your new command center for, well, pretty much everything. And just take a look at how deep this goes. On one side, you have all your system controls, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, even controlling the volume for each app individually, which is awesome. And on the other, you've got live system monitoring. You can see your CPU usage, your network speed, all at a glance. It basically takes all the scattered settings in Windows and puts them in one clean, logical place. So, the feature list is really impressive. I think we can all agree on that. But what's the real-world verdict? Does it actually live up to the hype? Let's see what people who actually use it every day have to say. I love this first review because it really hits the nail on the head. This person has tried other options, but they say MyDockFinder is the most complete one out there. You can tell they really appreciate how smooth it is, and they give it a big thumbs up for anyone who's chasing that Mac feel. And this next one brings up a fantastic point that you might not have even thought about. It's not just for people who want their PC to look like a Mac. At its core, it's a brilliant tool for organizing a messy desktop. So if you're just tired of clutter, this could be the clean, simple solution you've been looking for. Now, here's where the story behind the software gets really interesting. Because to fully appreciate what MyDockFinder is, you kind of need to know the story of who actually makes it. So get this. Everything we've just talked about, all those slick animations, the deep system controls, all of it, it's all the work of a single person. This isn't some giant software company. It is a genuine passion project from one dedicated developer. And that's really a double-edged sword, isn't it? On one hand, you get this incredible passion. The developer is constantly pushing out updates and making it better. But on the other hand, you have to be realistic. It's just one person, so major updates can take a few weeks, maybe even a month. It's that classic trade-off, corporate speed versus indie heart. Okay, so you've seen the look, you get the function, and you know the story. If you're thinking, I kind of want to try this, let's talk about how you can actually start your own desktop transformation. And the good news is, it's incredibly easy to get your hands on. You can find it right on Steam. For most PC users, that's a platform you already know and trust, so getting it installed is totally straightforward. But honestly, here is the absolute best part. You can try this out completely 100% risk-free. Thanks to Steam's awesome refund policy, you can buy it, install it, and play around with all the features for up to 2 hours. And if you decide it's not for you, you just click a button and get a full refund. No questions asked. There's literally nothing to lose. So that brings us right back to where we started. For the Windows power user who has always craved a little bit of that macOS elegance, MyDockFinder is a really compelling solution. The only question left is, could this be the final piece of the puzzle for your perfect desktop? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.